Electrical wiring diagram, aka EWD. For this tutorial, we will go over some information on the EWD and how to access other important information you will need to diagnose vehicles. So let's go ahead and log into ShopKey Pro with your DC credentials. Once you log in, on the left side, click on OneSearch Plus, and this will bring us to the main page of OneSearch. And for today, we are going to open wiring diagrams. So let's go ahead and click on this. Once the window opens, you have two options to choose from. The first one is System Wiring Diagram, and the other is using Mitchell First System Wiring Diagram. The first one that we are going to review is System Wiring Diagram. So let's go ahead and click on that. Once the window opens, you will see a list of vehicle system. And just a reminder, by clicking on a particular system that has a plus sign on the left side, this will open up the subsystems. The vehicle that I chose for this example is a 2012 Toyota Matrix base model with a 1.8 liter engine. For my example, I've chosen a horn circuit, and here we have a wiring diagram for a horn. I chose this example because it's easy to look at when explaining certain information. An electrical wiring diagram can be very complex, consisting of many different connections. And to avoid being overwhelmed, I chose this example because it is easier to understand and follow. Now, this is a partial view of the EWD, but if you click on the diagram itself or on the plus sign on the left side of the diagram, it should give you a full view of the horn circuit. When you click on the diagram, this is what you should see. On the left side, where you have a plus and minus sign, is where you can zoom in and out of that diagram. The box below resizes the diagram. Below that is an eye, and this is a great feature that diagnosticians love because by clicking on the eye, they can hide or show the wires. I personally love this feature because when I am diagnosing a very complicated circuit, I am able to turn off all of the distractions, so the rest of the wires that's exposed in that diagram. I'm able to turn off all the colors of the wires and only highlight or turn on a section where I am looking for voltage drops, for example. And the last one is the one below, which is a circle with arrows, and this resets the wires back to normal. Now this is a complete wiring diagram of a horn circuit, and the information here you will learn in your theory and shop classes with your instructor, with your shop instructors. I just wanted to point out some of the things in here that can help you visualize some of the components. So if you follow through at the bottom left of the picture, where we have a steering pad switch assembly, and then on the right side of that, we have a steering column, a spiral cable located in the steering column. And then it's connected by a light green wire that connects to the main body ECU of the horn, located on the left end of the dashboard on the driver's side junction block. So JB stands for junction block. And looking at the top, we have a horn relay located on the left side of the engine compartment on the engine room junction block with a 10 amp fuse. And then on the right side of this diagram where you see a black wire, we have a grounded low-pitched horn located on the left front of that engine compartment. This is connected to, my apologies, this is connected to that black wire. So at the bottom of this diagram, connected to that black wire, is the low-pitched horn located on the left front of the engine compartment. So going back to the previous page, let's click on the second option, which is using Mitchell's first system wiring diagram. Here you will find many useful information, especially if you are unfamiliar and still learning about EWDs. Sometimes there's tips from other technicians, and you can find this this tip section in the forum as well. An example of a tip is about a headlight replacement. It also gives you information on shop location and date, and you are able to view the comments on the bottom right of that window. So this is basically a forum or a tip cheat sheet where other technicians have already completed a service and want to provide that information online. A lot of technicians do this as well if they have difficulty and they want to share that information on how to on ways of how to repair it a little bit easier, just to help other technicians out. And here the first one is introduction. This section can provide important information about anything related to your system diagram. The next one is wiring diagram features and controls. This will inform you of features that can help and support you while you are diagnosing a particular section. The next one is wiring diagram color abbreviation. There are some manufacturers that use other abbreviations, sometimes not something that we are used to, but if you look at an EWD and you don't recognize the color of the wire, this is a good place to reference that information. The next one is wiring diagram symbols. It can sometimes be challenging to remember what some of the symbols are, especially when you are still learning and are starting out in the trade. This section will help you identify standard wiring diagram symbols. Some of the examples are battery, circuit breaker, a diode, single element light, double element light, motor, resistor, etc. The next one is wiring diagram ground number location. Again, by clicking on the diagram or the plus symbol on the left corner of that diagram, it will expand that picture. There is a legend at the bottom, and the numbers that you see on the car provides the location of the ground numbers. For example, if you are looking for a ground location on the left fender of the vehicle, you are provided with 3 grounds, their number and where it is on the fender. So G102 is on the shock tower. The last one is wiring diagram component location. On the left side shows the components, And on the right side shows the wiring diagram component location.